Be 2 weeks ready. Preparing to prepare, Activity 1. Follow along on Toolkit, page 33.
Preparing to prepare. Activity 1. Journal 2 weeks of a disaster scenario. Goal. Journal how you think you'd feel and respond to situations you may face for 2 weeks following a disaster. The following scenario offers daily journaling prompts to help you start thinking about how you might better prepare for situations. As you review the prompts, record your responses in your chosen journal format. Take time to address improvements you've noted as necessary to be 2 weeks ready. The scenario. A catastrophic earthquake happens at 3 a.m. You're awakened by shaking, just as your cell phone gets a wireless emergency alert, or a WEA, telling you an earthquake has occurred and advising you to take immediate protective actions. The earthquake has caused major damage across your community. Many roads are blocked, and you and your neighbors are without power and water. Bookshelves have fallen over and emptied on the floor, and heavy pictures have been knocked off their hooks, some falling onto nearby beds. Food has been dumped from unlatched kitchen cupboards, and the pathways to exits are cluttered with debris. You are concerned about the structural safety of your place and the safety of those living with you and in your community. Journal it. When you felt shaking or were alerted by your cell phone app, did you and those in your household take protective actions such as drop, cover, and hold on? Take some time to practice. Were tall bookcases and heavy overhead objects secured to the wall to keep them from toppling over or becoming dislodged? If not, secure them. Were your cupboards latched? If not, secure them. Does each room have 2 exits, and does everyone know where to meet up outside after the shaking has stopped? Take some time to practice. Did you and your household act quickly, not so quickly, or not at all? Journal and talk about it. Day 1. You're concerned about natural gas leaks and breaks in the water lines in your place. Do you or any other adults in the household know where the power, gas, and water valves are and how to shut them off? Journal and talk about it. Day 2. The children are thirsty. How did you offer drinks? Did you ration the amount per person? How were you prepared? How could you be better prepared? Journal and talk about it. Day 3. Your household has consumed about 1/3 of the easy-to-eat food, such as granola, jerky, and fruit. Do you have enough food for your household to eat for 2 weeks? How are you prepared? How could you be better prepared? How could you lessen the children's fears about too little food? Journal and talk about it. Day 4. Worries arise about ensuring that human, animal, food, and consumer product waste is properly contained. Does your household know about the 2-bucket pee-poo system? Who is responsible for the collection and disposal of pet waste? How do you address everyone's discomfort about going to the bathroom while others are nearby? How did you consider those with mobility challenges, such as people who use wheelchairs and walkers? Journal and talk about it. Day 5. Grandma needs her twice-weekly prescription. Does Grandma have 2 weeks of medication on hand? Do you know how to reach the pharmacist during emergencies? Journal and talk about it. Day 6. People are getting tired of eating unheated food. Do you know how to cook without traditional power sources, electric stove or natural gas? What backyard supplies do you have for outdoor or camp cooking? How do you feel about your degree of preparedness so far? Journal and talk about it. Day 7. Dark clouds are rolling in and rain is approaching. Do you have tent supplies and sleeping bags or warm blankets for everyone? What other things do you have on hand that could be used to offer shelter from the rain? How can you make sleeping outside adventurous for the children? How will you provide outdoor shelter to those who use wheelchairs? Journal and talk about it. Day 8. One of the children cut themselves on broken glass. Do you know how to clean and bandage a wound? Do you have the proper supplies? How can you help the injured child feel safe? Journal and talk about it. Day 9. Your household is craving fresh food. Do you or one of your neighbors have a vegetable garden or fruit trees? Can you barter with your neighbor for something they need? Are you comfortable asking neighbors living close by for help? Journal and talk about it. Day 10. Aunt B lives a few towns away and you can't get to her. English isn't her primary language, and she will need to rely on neighbors as well as her faith community. Have you and Aunt B tested your out-of-area contacts? Does Aunt B know how to contact others in her faith community? Have you and Aunt B met neighbors living close to her? Is Aunt B prepared to be 2 weeks ready as much as possible? Journal and talk about it. Day 11. You are unsure about which preserved foods are still safe to eat, especially since one of the jars of canned tomatoes didn't pop when opened and the food in the jar smells sour. Do you know proper food canning and preservation methods? Do you know how to tell if canned food is still safe to eat? It's been 10 days since the earthquake. How are you feeling? How has your level of preparedness contributed to those feelings? Journal and talk about it. Day 12. You are running low on water stored in gallon jugs. Do you know what other clean water sources may be available in or around your place? Do you know how to access and treat them to be safe for drinking and cooking? Journal and talk about it. Day 13. Food waste is piling up and smelling bad. You are concerned it may attract insects, rodents, or even larger animals such as coyotes and bears. Do you know how to compost food waste? Do you have adequate supplies to contain household waste, not from humans or pets, and deter animals? Journal and talk about it. Day 14. You hear more vehicles around your place, which suggests roads may be increasingly passable for emergency vehicles. You start to think about recovery from the earthquake and what your insurance company will cover. Have you documented your belongings with a written, digital, or photographic record? Do you have homeowners insurance, renters insurance, earthquake insurance, and flood insurance? Do you have adequate coverage? Do you know how to reach your insurance agent, community services such as American Red Cross, Salvation Army, Goodwill Industries, faith-based groups, FEMA, and local emergency management agencies? Journal and talk about it.